Oh snap! I was wrong. You can use VSTs in GarageBand. Oh shit, they done fucked up. They let me find out you can use VSTs in GarageBand. They done fucked up. They done fucked up. See, Scoob ain't want to tell me. Scoob knew. Scoob knew that you can use VSTs in GarageBand. Well, in the words of Biggie, if you don't know, now you know, you know. We both learned something new together. I had this problem last night. All right, so what we gonna do? We just gonna stick with the stock stuff and make it work. Just gonna do stock stuff and make it work. Without simply. We just had to deal with it. Oh, and yes, the metronome was not on. Sorry. ILY Villy. Welcome to the studio. So fire. Thank you. It's just something I threw together. I'm doing a rerun of what I did last night. Basically, I created a randomizer, threw a couple of DAWs in there, randomly picked one, seeing if I could cook up in it. After this one, we got one left. After this, it's FL Studio. So, Scoob, I don't know if you're still here, but GarageBand. There you go, good sir. GarageBand. GarageBand did and done. I just wish my computer was strong enough where I could be streaming and run the VSTs in this. But then again, it was kind of fun cooking up with all the stock stuff. Like people sleep on Apple. Apple puts time and effort into everything that they do. They provide good quality. I mean, granted, their stuff only has a 7-year lifespan to it before they stop, providing service, and you have to go spend a shit ton of money to get the new stuff. But hey, they take the time and effort. Like listening, like I have a Samsung. I have an Android phone, and granted, some of the companies use some of the similar software and circuitry, but listening to a song on like Spotify or YouTube or whatever on my phone compared to my wife or my kids' phone, because they all have iPhones, the sound quality is completely different. Like Apple really takes the time out to make sure that when you listening to music on your phone or your iPad or your laptop, you are really listening to music. And they did the same thing when they did GarageBand and Logic. They really took the time and effort into these sounds. So if you got GarageBand, ladies and gentlemen, don't be hating, and don't be like, man, I gotta go ahead and get, I gotta, man, GarageBand ain't all that. I gotta get FL because everybody using FL. Now, granted, FL has basically become the industry standard music producers go to. Like the majority of all music producers in the industry right now that are cooking up on FL. Fine and dandy, great program. But if you don't got the money and you starting out on a budget of nothing, and you have an Apple computer or a MacBook, and it didn't have Logic already in it, you got GarageBand. Hey, GarageBand, bruh, right here. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. It's all stock percussion and drums from Logic. All I did was just layer sounds. That See, that's what most people don't get. I gotta go get the latest VST so I can get that sound that they were using. Like, bro, you gonna go spend $500 on Omnisphere because you seen one producer on YouTube using one sound out of Omnisphere. Bruh, if you actually take the time and the effort that you're gonna put into trying to scrape up $500 for one VST for one sound, You could put that energy into taking your stock VSTs in your program, making that sound yourself, and possibly it sounding better than what's in Omnisphere. And then you can put that shit in a sound pack and make you some money off of it. Like, I desperately need to get back into sound design. Because at one point, even before I got into GarageBand, I was using Reason. And I was using Reason before Reason got VST support. When Reason was the only DAW out there that you couldn't put a VST in, and people's like, man, he used Reason, man. He can't use VSTs. Bruh, I could make my own sounds on top of on top of this the stuff that's already in Reason. So I basically, if you got Reason in your arsenal, if you have access to Reason and you take the time out to learn some sound design, you have an unlimited access to sounds. Because first off, you got the stock stuff in Reason, right? Which is a shit ton of sounds. Then you can take those sounds and tweak those sounds to sound different. Then you can take it a step further and take those sounds, and if you layer some of those sounds, make new sounds. Then to go even one step beyond, see what most people don't realize about the Reason software is the Reason software is like the Saiyans in Dragon Ball Z. Like when you first open up Reason, it's like Goku in base form. Like Goku in base form before he even, learned the Kaioken and all that stuff. Then they allowed you to start recording audio and using audio in Reason. So boom, it moved up to the Goku with the Kaioken. Then you get stronger by being able to learn how to make your own sounds and flip loops and all that stuff. Boom, oh man, you're getting close to turning Super Saiyan now. Like with Reason, there's so much stuff you can do with it, even without the VSTs. So you gotta think about it. If you could do all that stuff without the VSTs, and then they allows you to use VSTs, and now not only can you, because I know some people, some of their VSTs only come in VST 3. So you got VST 2 and VST 3. Don't ask me. I look. I don't know. I don't make the VSTs. I just use them. So now you got VST 3 support, which means you have access to basically whatever VSTs you get. Because certain formats of VSTs don't work in all DAWs. So now you got the Reason is like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. Now, granted, you can do all this stuff in other DAWs. You can make your own sounds in other DAWs. But Reason basically comes straight with pretty much everything in it is a synthesizer. Damn near every instrument in Reason is a synthesizer. There's not too many DAWs out here that have as many synthesizers already built in it stock wise as Reason, which is why I still go back to that particular DAW every so often. Now, granted, Logic has its own synthesizers, but it's only a handful. FL Studios got what, a handful. Ableton's got some. Not sure if Studio One has any. Machine has a couple. But yeah, that's why I go back to Reason every now and then, because sometimes I have the urge to. You'll have to actually learn a little more about sound design to have a little more respect for Reason. He's probably he's probably still chopping up that beat and working on that beat for next week's battle. He's probably lurking right now. But yeah, Scoob, it's done. Boom. Garageband. You didn't miss it this time, buddy. Although I think you might have. So we got FL Studio left. So for those are wondering why I did this, it was all explained in the stream last night because I did the same thing last night. So I'm kind of doing like a rerun at this present moment. So when I put the VODs up, you can go back and watch the VODs and you can see why. But yep, GarageBand. This is why I recommend to people. I don't recommend VSTs to people anymore. I used to when I would have conversations with people online and they be asking me what VSTs I use. Yeah, I don't mind, sharing my sauce. I don't really have any secrets to how I make my beats. Now, if I get back into sound designing, I'm not giving those secrets out. Now, if I start making loops and samples, yeah, hey, I give y'all all that sauce. I'm like, hey, yeah, I use this. I use this sound, unless it sounds that I actually took time out to actually make from scratch. Yeah, other than that, y'all come ahead, ask me as many questions as y'all need to. If I got the answers, I'll give them to you. If not, I'll try to point you in the right direction, the way to get them. But you know what they say: those who can do, those who can't teach. Well, I kind of fall in both sides of that spectrum. I'm not the best producer. I'm not the worst. I'm not good at teaching people things or training people, but I'm not the worst either. So I'm like your average Joe. Yep, that's GarageBand. I'm sitting here contemplating whether I should save this or not. Because if I save this, I can throw it in Logic and finish it up. So it's kind of catchy. But you know, and for those who are wondering, no, I do not know how to play the piano. I do not know how to play the drums. I do not know how to play the guitar. The only live instruments I've had any contact with where I actually had to play in a actual band setting is the clarinet and saxophone. And then as extra credit in school, I learned how to play the trumpet.